Hello everyone, it is Patricia from TarantulaHeaven.com. We have Miss Spidey, my G Rosea, over here taking a little rest. She's being a little bit active today, or at least she was earlier, so I'm hoping she will be active for you during this video. Maybe a little bit of a longer one, so hopefully she will. So anyway, today I want to talk about a new study that was done on octopus. And the reason I am really interested in why I talk about octopuses on this channel so much is because there's a lot of research being done on octopuses or octopusi. I don't really know what it is, but anyway, a lot of research being done because they're being found out to be a lot more intelligent than we thought. In Europe, they're considered a sentient being in that they actually do have fear and they can actually feel pain and things like that. And so there's a lot more studies on octopus intelligence, and considering that octopuses have 8 limbs, just like tarantulas, and they kind of look like, like tarantulas kind of look like land octopuses. And so, yeah, I just think that there's a lot of similarities. Of course, there's differences. I don't expect that tarantulas will have the intelligence of an octopus, but we didn't think that about octopuses at one point. And so I think that there's room to learn more. So they did do a study on a particular octopus that I'm very excited about, or not so much a study, but like an observation that actually turned into a really cool article. This article talked about a man's observation in that an octopus that he was observing and taking care of actually seemed to have nightmares. So it is possible that these creatures do have nightmares, and that does definitely suggest a level of cognition that maybe we wouldn't think about before. This was published by researchers in a lab in New York City, and the octopus's name is Costello, which I think is really cute. The researcher was Eric Angel Ramos, and the researcher was taking care of or observing Costello, and he stated that when Costello woke up from resting, it seemed like he was acting very strange, and it seemed like he was almost acting like he was woken up from a bad dream. And so if this is true, this certainly suggests all sorts of things about intelligence, right? All sorts of things. And so when Costello woke up, Ramos said that he was attacking a PVC pipe. And these are Ramos's exact words, which I'd like to share with you. He said, Costello was doing something really weird. He was grabbing his PVC pipe and he looked like he was in pain or attacking something. It really made me question what was happening. So I went and looked at the video. So apparently they had a video or a camera like constantly recording or keeping a watch on the octopus. And the video actually showed Costello sleeping, then waking up, and then starting to act defensively, even though there were no predators. I don't even think that there was anything in the tank with Costello. And so what he was reacting to, if there was nothing around, it must have been something that was in his mind. Ramos continued, we were able to see that he had this several minute long episode where he basically did a bunch of things that octopuses do when they're fighting for their lives. It was a really intense interaction. And so my question, of course, as a therapist and somebody who specializes in trauma is, can octopuses get PTSD? And then my next question is, can octopuses be EMDR patients? But anyway, back to the article. So Ramos gave a little bit of history on Costello, which I think might support my thinking about PTSD, or at least that, octopuses do have fear, they do have memory, cognition, and these kinds of things would cause Costello to act like that. Costello was previously wild before he was brought to this lab. And when he was brought to the lab, he was missing a lot of limbs because of a predator attack. Ramos kind of commented on this and he said, I don't think it's too much of a stretch to think that he was traumatized by really traumatizing events, played out some of those things in his sleep. It's still speculation, but it's one of the least out there speculations. I completely agree. Considering the history that Costello had before he came to the lab, considering that I guess he was alone in his tank when he had this dream and then kind of was attacking the PVC pipe. I think that actually makes a lot of sense. And so I am just really interested to know about what could that mean about spiders, and maybe there's no crossover at all, or maybe there's no similarity between octopus intelligence and tarantula or spider intelligence, but I think that there are a lot of things that we once thought were completely ridiculous theories, and we are proving them wrong all the time. And we do know there have been several studies that say octopuses are quite smart, and they also have the advanced ability to learn and problem solve. Ramos gave this last quote, which I'd like to share with you because I think it's very powerful. He says, "I think this observation should inspire more research into how animals have converged on paths that are similar to us, and we should probably shake up our thoughts about what being a sentient, smart, conscious, complex animal is. What we assume is special in us may not be special because it's us." I love that quote. I firmly believe it, and I'm really glad to hear a researcher actually say that, because who am I but a strange woman on the internet talking about tarantulas who occasionally finds nice scientific things to share. But, to actually see somebody who has a really great background and is doing this kind of stuff for their career and knows how to do research is really, really uplifting to me, very exciting. And so I hope that one day, maybe in a few years, I'm sharing stuff about like tarantula intelligence that like directly applies to tarantulas and not other creatures like ants or bees or octopus. But I was very encouraged, and so I hope that that's interesting for you. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any experience with this that's like with your tarantulas or spiders that are similar to what happened to Costello. I mean, I doubt it, but considering that I have one tarantula and most of you have many tarantulas, you probably have more opportunity to observe spider and tarantula behavior than I do. And so I would love to know what you think, what your observations have been, and what you think about that information about Costello and his possible nightmare. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next week for Tarantula Tuesday.